Hey, come on in.
Hey, Andy, how's it going?
Hey, good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good to finally see you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for taking a few minutes to meet with me this morning. It was good that we got connected at the alumni tailgate, and it was especially nice after that dog performance this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so good to see the program growing that much. Great to have Kirby up here. He's a great guy to have up in Athens, so very excited.
Absolutely. I think Kirby's got those boys geared up this year. By the way, did you like that hire? You're a South Georgia guy, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm from Cairo, which is pretty close to Bainbridge, where he's from, basically Florida, to be completely honest. So great to see a homegrown guy finally take control of the program, and I really like the way it's been growing and the direction he's taking it in.
Well, absolutely. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just get on into it because I know you're a busy man. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of give you my business card.
Awesome. Thank you so
much. Before we start, just to get things going a little bit. And I sent you kind of like a little copy of my PowerPoint presentation, but do you mind if I go ahead and pull it up on my own computer as well?
Sure.
Just to kind of help me navigate a little bit here.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, I appreciate it. And also, just one more quick thing. Do you mind if I go ahead and just take some notes during the meeting as well?
No, for sure. And do you, by chance, have a hard copy of that presentation that I could possibly follow along with and pass on off to my team?
Yeah, absolutely, I do. Thank you for reminding me.
Thank you so much.
Sure thing. There you go.
Part of it.
Absolutely.
Yep. Sweet. Yeah, this looks nice.
Absolutely. So I know you have a 10:30. So I know we kind of have a time frame, a window, whatever else. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of jump on into it.
For sure, sounds good.
All right. So like I said, I sent a copy of my presentation your way a couple of days ago. Brought a hard copy along with me. I'm glad you go ahead and got that. And I'm going to do my best to keep this kind of as interesting and concise as possible.
Perfect.
Just to lay some things out, the proposed agenda that I kind of put together for you today is kind of a current assessment of Yeti. And some issues that you're facing as a company. A little demonstration of Salesforce, which is why I kind of brought my laptop along here with me. And everything it's kind of capable of, and what I think is kind of pertinent to your needs once we kind of get into that. And then we're going to open it up to any questions that you may have.
Sounds good.
So my first question is, what's kind of your current knowledge of Salesforce, and have you heard of us, any prior experience, anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So to be completely honest, I don't have a ton of prior knowledge of Salesforce or any really CRM system similar to what y'all have on the market right now, and that's the main reason that I really agreed to this meeting right now, because I really do want to learn more. I've heard that it's incredibly fluid in its capabilities, but like I said, not really sure what it is, how it works, or how it can help us here at Yeti.
Sure thing. All right. Well, I'm excited to tell you a little bit more about it a little bit later.
Okay.
But first, I wanted to focus on your company and kind of especially the impressive growth rate that you guys have accumulated with your net sales. So I understand that your company was founded in 2006.
Yes.
And during this short period, you've managed to grow your net sales to about $468.9 million.
Yes, that's true.
Even more impressive is that your net sales was just $89.9 million in 2013. Just 4 years ago. So if we're looking at that, that's like a 500% increase. Extremely impressive. Let me check my notes. Yeah, exactly. So 500% increase. That's incredible, and that's just something that I was wondering, did your team kind of anticipate that type of growth and plan for it? Was that just kind of something that happened organically through hard work?
Yeah, so our company and all of our salespeople and everyone under our management, we all really pride ourselves on working hard, doing everything to the best of our ability, and really putting this company where we think it should go. And while we didn't expect the growth to really happen on this scale, we knew it would happen just because we do have such great products on the market right now. But it really did kind of take us by surprise, especially just all this huge success that's been coming in so quickly. And the demand over the last several years has been incredible, but to be quite honest, it's been pretty overwhelming at a lot of times.
Sure.
It's allowed us to burst into almost $500 million in sales, but it has given us a decent amount of problems and kind of ditches and stuff that we've had to jump over.
Okay.
Especially, it's placed a lot of stress on our tracking and ordering system, and that's kind of one of the bigger issues that we're having right now.
I understand that completely. So to me, it kind of sounds like continuing to provide your product kind of to a multitude of outlets that you're already servicing is kind of a major concern. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Additionally, I kind of read up where Yeti was expecting nearly a 10% loss in orders over this past fiscal year. Could you dive into that a little bit for me and kind of help me understand why this is occurring?
Yeah, absolutely. So, of course, wanting to expand to new retailers and kind of penetrating new markets is always something on our radar. We want to give our product to as many people as possible and ensure that they have pretty easy, open access to it. And there are a bunch of markets that we aren't serving quite as much as others, so we really do want to dive into those.
Okay.
And as for the 10% loss, that's pretty much completely due to the current system that we're using for placing our orders, tracking our orders, and keeping up with our salespeople. It's completely manual. Everything must be manually uploaded to it. And that's kind of creating a bunch of problems for us because keeping up with it from the beginning call to the final sale, stuff just gets lost along the way. We're having orders not necessarily fall through, but kind of fall under our radar. We lose them, we miss them, we don't know that they haven't been fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's definitely where our 10% loss on that's coming from, which is what we want to fix.
Okay, so tackling efficiency is definitely something that we'll probably need to work on and focus as a group as well.
Okay.
You've mentioned growth and increased production. Obviously touched on that for a second. So I kind of want to give you a recent example of a client that we worked with. Are you familiar with the company Power Tools by any chance?
Heard of them, but not super familiar with anything they do specifically.
Okay, so just as far as a kind of a size-wise and kind of total revenue, economic value, they're very similar or comparable to y'all,
Okay.
which is why I kind of wanted to bring it up. So with their inside sales, our CRM service has kind of saved them 7 minutes per hour, which is working out to about 18 hours per week.
Okay.
All right, and then if we move to outside sales, we're seeing a larger increase. So we're seeing a sales saving of 15 minutes per hour, which is leading up to 30 hours per week. You're kind of asking me, what do these numbers mean? Why do they matter? Well, that's leading up to a 30% increase in product orders. And that's product orders with retailers and people that you already work with.
Okay.
So we're kind of tackling current production, current output there, and how to burgeon that and increase that.
Okay.
And if you're talking about, if I want to expand, if I want to branch out, if I want to go somewhere in new territories, maybe even internationally, if we're talking about new account generation, that's increased with our CRM system and account generation by 40% as well.
Oh, wow.
So I just kind of wanted to touch base with those two things really quickly just to kind of show you what our system can do with kind of those two main issues with growth and upkeep that we kind of talked about already.
Okay.
And I know if you might be wondering, how long does this take? What's the time frame on this? We're working at about an 18-month interval.
Oh, wow.
So a pretty quick turnover time considering for a CRM system in order to implement and kind of work through. And these are huge margins that are really helping them with efficiency, production, and just kind of overall positive impact on their bottom line as well.
Awesome. Yeah, that's super kind of positive and comforting to hear that y'all's CRM system has been that beneficial and helpful to another company of our size. But
Sure.
my main concern is that the size of our two companies, yes, it is the same, but we're in the recreational beverage company, not the power tool company. And
Right.
I do see that, so I have some trepidation there with how it would technically apply to us specifically, but that sounds like a good start. So, yeah.
Right, and I understand how it's applicable, but that's why I'm here. So before I go any further, are there any additional concerns you have about your sales team, maybe the way they're functioning, the way they're working cohesively, anything like that?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm glad that you brought that up. So our old entry system could absolutely use some new work. I mentioned that it is completely manual and it's sufficient. It's getting the bulk of our work done, but it's definitely not efficient. We're losing a lot of stuff. It's incredibly hard to keep up with all of our tracking orders. It's hard to keep up with specific accounts, knowing when they last placed their order, when their next order is probably going to be placed, how big their orders have been, if they're growing, things of that nature. So it's just been really difficult to keep up with all of that information, and our client information and visibility definitely needs some revamping.
Okay.
And one of our big issues is that we do have field reps in a lot of remote areas demoing
Yeah.
our products because we are a recreational beverage company. Our products have to be shown that they are working kind of outside the comfort of just a retail store. So we have our salesmen kind of all over the country and tell them what kind of climate they can potentially be in.
Sure.
So we definitely need a system that can help us track them and keep up with them and keep everything up to date, just kind of keep everyone on the same page.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I completely understand. I know that there's always those issues with trying to maintain and keep tracking inventory together. So kind of along the need for more production and increased account generation, sounds like we're kind of looking at tracking systems that help maintain and keep up with inventory as well as connect field agents in areas around the country, maybe if we're expanding or burgeoning, maybe even internationally. Is all this sounding okay so far? Are we kind of working towards something? I'm understanding the needs. I'm kind of listening.
Yeah.
Are we okay on the same page?
Yeah, I definitely think that helped us get more on the same page, and we're pretty close to hitting the nail on the head with what problems we need fixed here at Yeti before we can continue to grow like we have.
Okay, awesome. So now I've kind of got a little bit of idea, a much better idea about your company, other than kind of brass tacks.
Okay.
Do you mind if I go in and kind of give you a brief presentation or kind of a brief demo of Salesforce here, just to kind of show you what I'm seeing and maybe something that could really help us out?
Absolutely, that would be awesome and more than appreciated, because that is my main trepidation right now, is seeing actually how the software works.
Sure, absolutely. Go ahead and get into that. All right. So as we get into the dashboard here,
Okay.
and this is located on the top left, we're going ahead and click on this. Apologize 1 second. My Wi-Fi seems to be less than cooperative.
Not surprising, we always have some issues here in this building.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and just click on the top left here, and we're just going to kind of go ahead and look into our sales aspect.
Okay.
And this is kind of has everything: your app launcher, your kind of main service bar. It's got sales. I said I was going to work into it, but actually I think there's a better tab for us. So it's got kind of a general screen we can work through. It's got your service, Salesforce Chatter, which is a really cool feature, which I would love to get into here in probably a minute or so.
Okay.
Community, kind of another cool part, but I want to get into content,
Okay.
which is your Salesforce CRM content, which is with your CRM system, something that I think is very applicable for what we're doing right now. All right, so when we kind of get to this main screen, what you'll notice here in your top left corner is just kind of your revenue tracker for your quarter. And I know this looks, kind of a little bit complex at the beginning. I understand it's a bunch of numbers, everything kind of jumps off of the screen at you. But we do have a staff that comes in, and once we kind of implement the system and get everything going, they'll come in, they'll completely train your entire staff. Everything's integrated. They've got great synergy. Everyone who needs to know how to work this, from HR to marketing to your sales guys to pretty much from data analytics, everything will be consolidated and they'll be ready to go.
Okay. Yeah, this definitely looks kind of helpful, because right now, like I said, with our manual capabilities that we're doing right now, it's very hard to keep our numbers up to date and kind of keep just seeing where we are as a company. So this does look like that would help us solve that issue a little bit.
Okay. So we've got day-to-day here transactions. What I really like here is for keeping everybody accountable is we've got today's events. So you've got a calendar that you can keep. You've got events that you can keep posted. So people, your reps, your marketing guys, they're always reminded of tasks that they need to do and need to complete.
Okay.
And that keeps everybody online. That keeps people logging all their hours, logging all their account tabs.
Awesome.
So that's always a really nice feature. Here, your bottom right, you've got something called Top Deals, which I think is really cool as well. It's got opportunities for leads. Kind of gives you their phone number, their name, the account owner, which is normally yourself that you're looking up. It's just very detail oriented.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I understand you talk about a tracking system to where sometimes people are kind of getting lost in the fray. You've got people out in remote areas. They're not able to kind of come together in a communal way, with their own company. This is a great way for them to do that.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, that does look super helpful with kind of keeping everyone on the same page with current happenings and what's going on. So
Sure. Kind of the next little part I wanted to show you. Like I said, we're not going to get into the nitty-gritty and show you everything today, but just some stuff that I think is really cool, and maybe touch on some stuff that we talked about earlier. The Salesforce Chatter category is really, really cool, because if you click on here, so you've got all your numbers, account generations, tabs, everything else. And once you kind of get into this chatter feature, this allows you to share updates. So how, I'm assuming you have Facebook or Instagram for your company, anything of that nature. All right, so you can just post a status on Facebook and people can like, comment, react to it in whatever way. So this has got the same deal. So you've got a post, you can share, post, update, whatever you want to, and anyone within your network who has, this Salesforce is able to access it, they can read it, they can follow up to it. So if I wanted to say, check out the new lead in, Montana,
okay.
post it. All of a sudden, anyone who's got this Salesforce and my employees can look this up. They can check it out, react to it, say, oh, I'm here, like it, comment it. They can share it on their Salesforce. It's just a very cool feature that I find very, very helpful and useful.
Yeah, for sure. So this would be like a live forum for all of our salespeople that they could communicate on this, whether they were in the field or at home?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So obviously available, via your laptop. But more than that, obviously in today's tech world, everybody's going to have mobile accessibility. Everybody's going to be able to do that as well. So we kind of talked about, clients and reps not being on the same page. Sometimes maybe they're in remote areas. So Salesforce has the mobile app as well.
Oh, awesome.
So if you kind of go and check out the mobile app here, I'm already logged in because obviously I've been using the system for a while now. I go to the top left screen, which you see is the same as right here.
Oh, yeah.
Top left, and boom, it's got my username, my Salesforce email here, and boom, look, first thing is chatter. So if I just post it here, if I'm out in Black State, Montana, trying to sell to REI or whoever else, and I get this update, I hit this right here, boom, I see that status, I comment to it, I say, yep, got the order,
Oh, wow.
I post it, boom, we're in good shape. Obviously, there are other tabs and other functions that we could look at here, but those are just kind of a few that I wanted to show that I think would help as far as tracking, as far as keeping up with daily tasks for account generation, and as far as keeping everybody unified so that everything runs a little more smoothly.
Yeah, absolutely. That does seem like it's kind of starting to hit on the system we need to
Exactly.
solve.
Yeah, so I'm going to head back over here.
Okay.
So just kind of wanted to show you just a few general things. I know I kind of maybe saturated your brain a little bit
Oh,
there,
yeah.
but do you have any additional questions for me? Or
Yeah, so I feel like I have at least enough understanding of the software right now to move forward with
Sure.
it. But my main issue right now is just how much is this going to cost?
Right. So to be honest, it's a $25,000 setup fee.
Okay.
So really not that bad in the grand scheme of things. That's installation, that's all the integration with the technology, and that includes your full encompassing sales training when our tech reps come in and take care of everything. It's billed monthly. It's going to be $185 per month per person. So it's maybe not needed for everybody. So if, let's say 100 employees,
Okay.
it's necessary for this software, for the CRM solution, you'd be looking at about $18,500, so $18,500 per month.
Okay, wow, so let me see that. I guess that adds up to about $43,000 for the initial setup in first month, and then about $18,500 for each month after that. So
Absolutely.
we are an established company, but we are obviously still growing, and that's just a lot of money right there. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to swing that with senior management right now, just with the way things are going.
I understand that completely. And I understand that purchasing a system like this is a huge decision. But I think the better question would be, can Yeti, kind of afford to keep performing without this new CRM solution system? Specifically Salesforce. So earlier you mentioned that Yeti's been experiencing roughly a 10% loss in sales that were never being fulfilled. That equates to roughly $46 million over the fiscal year. Implementing Salesforce will help you with all your sales personnel, just as far as keeping all your orders together, tracking systems. It's also an incredible medium when using as a lead generator. I can just show you here how everyone can stay together, keep updated, so you never miss a sale, you never miss an opportunity in order to try to attack a new lead account generation. Talking about power tools as well is how we kind of increase with their productivity, their inside and outside sales. So looking at this standpoint, it just makes more fiscal sense to me, and it seems like a pretty good deal from my standpoint, not obviously trying to sway you too much.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess when you lay it out like that, the benefits definitely outweigh the cost of it. So it definitely helps more with working on this decision right now. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I guess maybe price is the only thing that's kind of stopping us from doing business today.
Absolutely. So
Okay.
I'll need to swing that by upper level management, but could we maybe reconvene in like a week or so?
Sure, absolutely. So here's my sales agreement, and this just got all of our pricing information on it, kind of the things that we touched on, but it goes into more depth, and pass this on to your CFO, your supervisor, anybody that you need to. And I would love to get together with you guys again next week. So we met at 10 a.m. today. So how does 10 a.m. this time next week sound for you?
Yeah, that sounds good for me. So
Sounds
thanks
awesome.
so much for coming in today. It's been awesome to learn more about this, and I'm excited to take this to the decision makers above me and see what they say.
Awesome. Andy, thank you again,
Awesome.
sir.
Thanks so much for
I
coming
really
in.
appreciate
Look forward
it.
to seeing you soon.
Absolutely. Take care.